Okay, everybody. Seems that we are live and kicking. So, yay! After a long absence, I'm back. So, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my live streams. What can I say? Tonight we're going to just watercolor some flowers and just chit chat and then see where I've been, what's been going on, and talk about the weather, the universe, and everything. But let me know if you can hear me. I'm just assuming you can. Hello, Johan. Hello, Marlena. Can you hear me good or not? Tell me. Then we will know. In the meantime, I'm just going to start. I am using my set of super granulating StreamCam plus some reds from Daniel Smith. And this is a tinier palette, but I still like it. And then alternatively, I'll use the Derwent graphite ones, just so that I have a little bit of different colors. But for now, we're just gonna start with this one. So chrysanthemums. Oh, it's very hard to pronounce chrysanthemums. They come in a variety of shapes. Some are having this kind of shape with this type of leaves, so they're falling downwards, and they can be even bigger. And some of them are just curling inwards. So it really depends. There's a big family of these flowers, and they're all over the place. It kind of reminds me of autumn, so we're gonna try to do the autumn part. And this is just a small piece. I have many pieces that I've done in pencil, but I haven't yet had the chance to draw. So if we have some time remaining, we can go to another piece. If not, this is it. But welcome. Thank you for joining me tonight, and let's get started. Okay. What am I using? I'm using number 5 and number 4. I think I'll start with a number 4. These ones are very delicate, and I wasn't sure whether or not I can go with a bigger brush. So I'll just start. These are real hair, like Harbin Kolinsky, so it's like mare or horsey hair, basically, brushes. They're very good. They hold a lot of water though, so you have to be a tiny little bit careful. So let's start with the middle one, which I want to make it more pinkish, and we're gonna start with wetting the parts, the colors, and then we're gonna go with a darker color. This is called Galaxy Pink. Galaxy Pink is slightly darker than Potter's Pink, and by the way, Galaxy Pink is made with Potter's Pink, but they just add a little bit more colors. Okay, and I'm going to start adding color, and don't be scared. In the beginning there's gonna be a lot of color. I'm just adding it, I'm putting it down, and then we're gonna go and spread it around. The fact that I'm using 100% cotton watercolor paper, this is Arches, means that I can kind of do this without worry that it's gonna dry very harshly, because it doesn't dry that fast. The water and everything doesn't get absorbed all that quickly, so we still have time to do stuff. So where have I been? In one word, busy with work. So I started a new job, and I finished last week. It was my first week, and I have to say that it was exciting, but was also very tiring, as in very, very tiring. I would crash and burn in the evening, because in the first weeks there's a lot of information that goes into the brain. You have to learn who's who and so on. It's pretty complicated. So let's say that last week I just didn't have the energy to do anything, like absolutely nothing. which is yeah, it's sad in a way, but it's okay because I knew that the first week is always like the hardest week. And it's a job in a totally new area than I'd previously worked in, right? I used to work in e-commerce. Now it's more like logistics. Probably that doesn't tell you a lot, but you know, an artist has to make money somehow and pay the bills. I think this is how majority of artists do it, right? So you have to work somewhere. So I can afford all the cool art supplies, because you know, not all artists make money out of their art, which is okay. It's normal. I like still making art and videos no matter what. So yeah, so that's why I made the executive decision last week. I think I didn't almost even post on Instagram. I was so tired. I didn't even like install anything. I didn't open up anything. And that's okay. In another way, I thought of a lot of new ideas and a lot of new drawing content, so I'm going to start utilizing that. I want to get more into also like city or urban design with watercolor. I think that will be a really cool next step. And I think I only did 2 or 3 last week watercolors that I just did just to get my mind off things, but they weren't really, let's say, anything special. I was just doing it so that my hands are busy in a way. But starting from this week, you know, I'm back. I'm going to go to my normal schedule, and in the meantime I started actually thinking about Inktober. I know it's early, but Inktober for me is pretty special, because last year for Inktober I actually started with the channel, or restarted the channel again, where I did a live stream every 3 days for Inktober. And now I'm actually considering what I should do or will do, because of course, first of all, I'm not sure I necessarily want to follow the prompts of Inktober, right? But I do want to have a month where I constantly create every day. So what I was actually thinking, options, is to make my own, not necessarily prompt list, but I want to tell a story. It might be a bit more spooky story or something like that. And I want to start drawing that, right? And there's going to be elements of that story. So it could be that the story has some flowers or a garden or a haunted house, or you know, an apothecary drawer full of potions and stuff like that. I want it to be more spooky because it's also the Halloween period, and to be honest, I love Halloween. Although I never celebrated it. I don't come from the United States or United Kingdom. I don't even know if the UK is celebrating it, but I didn't. But I always was fascinated by it, because anything fantasy is fascinating and awesome. So, you know, I want to draw like crystals and different things and have some fun, let's put it this way. So I'm thinking of just doing that. I'll probably have to prepare, so that's why September is very important, because you know, September is sketchtember, where you do the sketches and so on. And I was actually thinking of making like creating like a story where I tell the story, and ideally I would do a lot more live streams then, and maybe even try to do half an hour each day as a live stream. That would be a cool thing to try. I just want to make sure that I do it regularly and I draw regularly. And because this is how I improved last year. I improved so much because I did that. So, yeah. um, let me do some stuff. Dum dum dum. I am trying really hard. I wanted to do it like the petals in the back are the darkest, so you know, trying to go from lightest to darkest. Remember, this is just the first layer, so we're gonna deepen the colors and do shading later on. Now we're just blocking the colors off. Yeah, so this is what I've been up to. I didn't buy any new supplies, although I really like looking. I really want to buy new supplies, but I'm like also realizing that I have so many supplies that I'm actually not using. Oh yeah, I got a new closet. I'm not sure you can see. No, you cannot see it. It's an IKEA closet. I had to wait months for it. It's the new Nordly system. So I bought it because I wanted to put all my Etsy kind of selling stuff in it. It has these special drawers that are thin, and I can put all my stickers in it, and you know, have a sort of a system there where I can actually do that. And it took us last weekend like the entire day to build, and it was so complicated because it's so big. But the funniest part of it all is that we built it, and then in the end we had to dismantle it because we built it wrong and we built it on the other direction, and we only saw it at the end. And then it took us so long to actually build it. Yeah, maybe next time we won't be doing that. But anyway, I moved. What happened is I haven't used my crafting supplies in like forever, because my crafting supplies were in these big boxes because I didn't have space where to put them anymore. And I actually haven't watched my crafting supplies in a long time. Like, okay, my stamps, because I can actually draw myself, but I really missed for example, my zig markers and so on. Like my distress markers, I missed there. Oh yeah, we're master builders. Yes, Johan says we're master builders. Yeah, that was a hard build, man. I don't know what to say. Usually the IKEA stuff is not that hard to build, but this Nordly super modular stuff is super hard. And also we didn't have all the pieces because for some reason they forgot to send all the pieces, and we had to improvise midway. So yeah, but now I'm really happy. I have a closet that actually fits all my Etsy stuff, so all the packaging info and all the packaging stuff. I actually haven't looked into my Etsy shop in a while. I probably should have. I know that I sent a package, but I'm not sure that it arrived yet. What I notice is right now, because of the whole situation, it's actually very hard to get stuff shipped outside Europe. For some reason, it takes forever to arrive, like in Canada and in the US, and I don't like it. So I think on my Etsy shop I'll just keep the parts I can send from like Printify, because they have a printing company in the US, right? But stuff that I print myself and I do myself, I'm not gonna sell towards, you know, outside of Europe, because I honestly cannot guarantee that it will arrive. It's a mystery to me. Like, ships are delayed everywhere. Sending is delayed. It feels it feels very risky to send anything, and the worst thing that I want to do is have somebody being upset that they didn't receive their stuff. So I'll probably close down at least the normal sending, and we're just gonna work with suppliers that actually make stuff in the country where we're selling. And I think that will be a much better solution than just myself sending it from here. So I think that was the small update, but I honestly didn't have time to look into the Etsy store in the last few weeks because of the job change, so I've been slacking on that. Luckily I didn't put all my products in there, so you know, we're gonna slowly restart that part. Finally, there's a little bit of a nicer weather outside. Let's say that in the last few weeks it's been really cold and has been raining the whole day, and only yesterday and today it kind of stopped raining and we have a little bit of sun. It's still not very warm, I wouldn't say, like 23 maybe. 23 degrees is not really warm, but it's better than freezing, because I actually had to put a blanket on me while staying and working, and you know, all of that. So yeah, weird weather. They were saying that in the Netherlands is the wettest summer since forever, because it rained so much. Like last summers it was like no rain for 3 months or something, and it was really dry, and this month is the other way around. It's like floodings and stuff like that. So pretty much the extremes, right? The Dutch mail supplier is overwhelmed by the new rules. Oh yeah, there's these new rules about that you have to pay import tax for everything or something like that. I don't know. And I think I got into the weird situation where I sent the package exactly when the new rules came into effect, and I'm not sure what happened to my package. I think I lost it, and I will look now, but you know, my apologies for those of you who were waiting for stuff. I am really, really terribly sorry for it. The Dutch post office is not known for its prompt sending, so that's why I can't do stuff myself right now, because I don't want unhappy customers. But I believe that within Europe I can still do stuff. So at least for European customers that will be better. So what I'm trying now is I'm trying to do the pink on the petals, but very lightly. So we're gonna just add a little bit. I'm gonna leave some white there, just to give it a tint of color, because otherwise it looks a bit weird. Okay. What else? My mom comes next Saturday, for which I'm super excited. I mean, I haven't seen it face to face. I mean, not on Zoom and so on, but I haven't seen my mom or WhatsApp in almost 2 years. Miss her terribly, and she will come this Saturday. Finally, she can come here, and she will stay with me a couple of months, and I cannot wait for that to happen, because it's gonna be super nice. I'm gonna have lots of fun with her, and hopefully we get also some nicer weather. Yeah, not sure. I'm not sure how the traveling is gonna be. We're gonna have to see, but at least in Romania the cases are pretty much down, so I don't think it's gonna be a worry there. In here, we're just gonna have to be very careful, but we all have our, you know, vaccine, so that should not be a very big trouble, I would say. So what does that mean? I'm waiting for my mom. She's gonna help me a little bit also with the cooking and so on. By the way, my mom cooks really nice, so I cannot wait to to do some proper cooking. To have some proper cooking, so it's gonna be fun. And hopefully everything will be okay from now on. Now, in the last few days, I did do quite some biking because I love biking, but also because I wanted to exercise a bit. So I had to really look for the time in between rain showers, and then one of the one of the days it was saying on the app, so we have an app where we look always like, is it raining now or not, or is it going to rain, and it said it's not going to rain, right? And then I picked up my bike and I go to my usual bike ride. It's about 20 kilometers next to the sea. And lo and behold, it did rain, but it was very funny because it was raining for like 1 minute. So you had a cloud come in, was raining, like super windy, super rainy, and I was like struggling with the bike, like trying to bike through the rain, through the stuff, and then a minute later stopping. Then you bike another 10 minutes or so, and then it starts raining again. It was so weird. It's the weirdest weather ever. And it was like the wind was coming and going like in waves or something like that, because I never experienced this kind of undecided weather before. Just, I'm going to call it undecided weather because it was undecided. So yeah. So if you're wondering what's been going on, I have a goal. I want to bike 300 kilometers a month. So that's basically approximately 20 kilometers every other day. I'm trying to see if that will help me lose a little bit of weight, as always. But also because I'm a little bit tired of just sitting in my chair and just doing nothing. And because of the ankle fracture, I cannot really run or do stuff. So I've decided that I can still bike, and I will bike. So, you know, we'll just continue biking, and it's fun. I was biking, and the part where before you get to the inner sea, basically, it's a part where there's a tiny forest that you have to go through. And oh my goodness, the amount of critters and noises you get there, like all the birds are singing and everything. It's so nice to go through that forest. It's like very relaxing. So, you know, in a way, it has helped me center myself a little bit. And yeah, I think I will continue with the trend of the bike. And if you're wondering, 20 kilometers, what does that mean? With the bike, so I do really relax biking, right? Don't think that it's something super out of the, you know, common realm or whatever. With my super relaxed biking, I do about an hour at these 20 kilometers. Some people can do with 30 kilometers an hour. I don't like to. I am a bit scared of going too fast, to be honest. I had a colleague that had an accident and got paralyzed because he crashed into a car with his bike. I mean, I don't want to scare anybody, but at least I was a bit scared. So I'm taking it easy. I don't want to, you know, worry too much, and I also want to enjoy the nature, because especially when I'm biking alongside the sea, I get to, you know, look out, look at all the boats on the sea, and enjoy the water, the sounds, the everything. If I go fast, I mean, you can always go fast, but then the benefits of actually having such an a bike ride is much smaller, because then it's just physical. It's just like, okay, you can bike faster, yay. But yeah, this is what I'm always looking for, like the calm and the serenity after I bike a bit. It's always nice. So yeah, and then I am concentrating really a lot so that I don't make mistakes on this one. I always like this combination of the red with the kind of slightly orangey stuff. Gives a really nice power to it in a way, you know. So let's do some more. By the way, the orangey one is called quinacridum gold hue, and it's from StreamCam. StreamCam has some really nice colors. If you're wondering when do I choose Daniel Smith and when do I choose StreamCam, there's no rhyme and reason. I am I am just choosing the colors that I like, and then if one brand happens to have the color that I want, then I'll use that brand. It's pretty simple. Like for example, the red is from Daniel Smith. That's because Daniel Smith has the nice reds, the nice alizarin crimson, and the one that I like to work with. So really depends. I was watching again some card making and some interesting cards, and I was thinking I can technically make my own stamps because I have the carving materials, and I can carve and I can make my own stamps with my own flowers, and then I can mix and match, and that will be faster than actually drawing them out. So that's what I was thinking. You know, some other content on this channel just to make my own stamps and to have some fun, because why not? As you can see, this is not really all that complicated. It's just I don't mix on the palette. I mix directly on the paper, so I do add color directly on the paper, and then I'll add some water to blend things out. There are many ways to do this. You can add way more water, make it more watery and more flowy, but I am mostly on kind of an illustrative style, and I don't like that. I don't like all the flowy colors and so on. I actually enjoy having it much more controlled. So I think watercolor is great because it allows you to do whatever you want. If you want to work in a certain way, then you're free to do so. If you want to work in a different way, again, free to do so, and the results are really nice, right? Yeah, I know that a lot of people are on holidays in the summer, like August and July and August. It's a lot of people are on holidays, so I'm waiting until September when things will start picking up again. People come back from their holidays, and you know, we have some different and cool things to do. yeah, I saw that the cases have gone down, I guess, because also everybody's on holiday. Nobody's really going out to the bars and so on. They're out of the country. So we'll see what happens in September. Partially why I wanted my mom to come now. So that we avoid the whole September wave or whatever it's called. Yeah. For my new job, I have to travel a lot more. As in, a lot more. I have to travel about an hour versus, let's say, I used to do 40 minutes before. Luckily, it's a kind of a direct train, so it's nice. And the office is right next to the train station. I actually saw the office for the first time last week, and probably gonna be the last time for a while because the office has closed again. But it's a really nice office. It's in Den Haag, which is the actual capital of the Netherlands. It's a really nice city, and yeah, it's relatively more posh city. My city where I live is a bit more like family oriented. And when you go to Den Haag, like everybody's, oh, that was the funny part, everybody's dressed like really like businessy, and they have like proper clothing and so on. And I went there, and it took me a couple of weeks. I was just buying new clothing because I was afraid I'm going to look like out of place there in my new job. Because, you know, I'm normally just doing jeans and a t-shirt. But apparently on that particular job, they require you to come like in a business suit. So I actually had to buy some stuff and some blazers and some more businessy kind of, not jeans, but pants, which feels so weird to wear because I'm so not used to that. I mean, I wasn't used before either, but later on now, after so many months inside the house where nobody saw what I have below the below the desk, then that's an interesting thing. So the fun part is that I went clothes shopping so that I could fit in. The not fun part is that I probably won't be seeing the office for a while, so that's okay. Okay, almost done with that one. Just a few more petals, and then we're gonna do this one. Haven't yet decided which one is going to be, but probably it's gonna be much more red than the other one. The other one is more like yellow, reddish, and this one can be more red. Okay. Dum dum dum. Barbecue. Some of my neighbors are doing a barbecue, and I can smell it from here because you know what happens in Holland? The minute the weather turns nice, the minute it's sunny outside, somebody's gonna do a barbecue because you don't get sunny days like this in like forever. Maybe you get a couple in the summer, so everybody's taking advantage of that. Too bad I haven't thought about it before because I didn't actually buy barbecue meat or anything. Next time I'll be sure to, you know, be much more prepared. So I'm smelling not barbecue, and I'm imagining myself going to the neighbor and telling them, "Hey, dude, what's going on? And can I join you for the barbecue?" Because it smells really nice. I could only imagine what they're doing there. They're probably doing, smells like chicken, but it smells like lots of veggies as well. Which is gonna be interesting. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna drink something. So it's only 36 minutes. I think if it was any other flowers, you would have be done by now, even on this size. But because these are so delicate ones, and you have to do basically one tiny petal at a time, it's gonna take time. And hello everybody else that is just joined right now. We are talking about fun stuff. Okay. You know, we're gonna deepen some colors. I'm just gonna let this one dry out, and I'm gonna try to do this other one. I think it's better if I turn it around, because it's on the weird angle to do the petals. Let's see, what if we try this red? I'm trying to put first the color, and then I'm gonna come with water and, you know, spread it around. This red is called Perlin Red. It's also from Daniel Smith, and it's a very beautiful red. It's more of a red orange though. Okay. So whereas alizarin crimson is more of a purple red, this one is more like red orange. It might look a little bit like the pyro red, and that's probably the case, but there's a very big but, and I will go with a much darker red around it, so don't worry. This is just the first layer. The pyro red, what I noticed is it's a very beautiful red, no complaints until it dries, and when it dries so faded that I don't know how they managed to do that color. So I don't particularly like anymore the pyro red. I mean, I like it when it's wet, that's about it. When pyro red is wet, it's really nice red color, much more towards orange. It looks really pretty, but doesn't dry very good. So yeah, that's why I'm not using it anymore. Although I have pyro red in my collection, I'm not really using it, which is fine. The more you use your colors, the more you're gonna figure out that there are some colors that you like and some colors that you don't like. So it's always a good idea to try them all, see how they react in this kind of situations when you're trying to do something very delicate, when you're trying to do like one petal at a time and then you add a bit of water. Try to see how it dries, because you'll be surprised that some of the colors might look really nice when you do it, but then in contact with water you get these weird blooms and it dries really faded, and yeah, you're not always getting that on the first impression. You have to actually use them all before that happens. So yeah, for now I'm just doing a gradient with the same color, and it's gonna be fine because I'm going to darken that, and then we're gonna darken this one also, and then we're gonna do the leaves. Oh, there was this video that I watched about why you should always use two brushes, so that you should use two brushes so that you save the color. Because what happens now is I'm putting color down, but then I'm going to wash my brush, and a lot of this color is going to basically be washed away from the brush, because I don't want to put that much color down. But I always find it fascinating, like save color, because my colors last me a long time, so I'm not sure if I'm not complicating myself too much to save color when I haven't even finished the initial tubes that I ever got of anything. I mean, not even halfway of the Daniel Smith tubes or anything. So by the time I'm going to finish, of course, if I was a full-time artist, maybe, and I would paint every day, not like me, like once in a while, maybe that would have been different. You know, it could be. But the way I save watercolor is I load my brush with color, and then I add that color to multiple petals or multiple leaves, and then I come with water later on to spread it around. And this way I can ensure that I don't have weird I don't actually feel like I'm losing a lot, because I'm using the color on so many petals that it's okay. So yeah. Dun dun dun. We were supposed to learn how to drive as well, but my mind really in the last few weeks hasn't really been at that. My mind has been only on the new job, so I'm not very... I didn't actually do anything with the driving. I probably have to start it from next week or something, but yeah, for now we'll just pretend that it never, like the last week never happened. Was quite stressful. I panicked a lot. I panicked really a lot. I think the first few days I couldn't sleep at all. Now it's okay. Now I don't have any problems anymore. I got used to it, but yeah, it was a weird thing to happen. It's always hard for me to switch jobs, to take out of my routine. Like, I have a set routine that I need to do, and if I'm taking out of it, it's very hard to accommodate myself with the new routine, and it just creates a lot of anxiety until I get into the new routine, and then it's all okay. Takes about a week, and then nobody's the wiser. Okay, so that's all. Yep. No, I put too much water there. You know what I'm regretting on this piece? That I didn't actually tape it down to the surface, and now it starts to curl a bit, and it's a little bit strange. Okay. How is it going with you, Marlena, and how is it going with you, Johan? Is everything okay? How's the weather treating you all? Hopefully the weather is nice in your towns. Oh, by the way, yeah, today I actually did some work, and I woke up really early in the morning, and I was doing some work, and I was listening to this instrumental music. It's called witches music. 1 hour of witches music. Wow, that was so nice. It was actually quite calming. I was not expecting it to be that calming, but it helped me concentrate. I was trying to listen to a podcast while I'm doing work, but it's very hard to listen to a podcast while you're doing work, because my work means I need to write a lot of things. I need to, make an entire essay basically in a day or something. And yeah, it's very hard, to be honest, to do so. So I needed something that I could concentrate. Initially, I was listening to a podcast, and then I just couldn't concentrate on writing. So then I switched to this calming kind of music, in a way. So that's that. If you want to calm yourself, advice from me. I like the color shading you are doing. Oh, okay. Thank you. Why? Because because I'm pulling the colors. Yeah, that's true. It creates kind of a natural shadow. It's funny because it's the same color. It's just towards the tip. It's really different. And I've got one here. And yeah, that was about it. Let's add the darker color now. Let's see how that goes. I'm just adding it really where the petals touch, and very tiny amount. I don't need to add a lot of this dark color, and I'm going to come and smooth it out. But you know, this is a dark red. This is called Perlin Maroon. Actually, it's more of a brown red than red, but it's really important that I make the shadows correctly. Okay. So the nice part about also these colors like Daniel Smith and Schminke is that they can be reactivated with water pretty easily, even if they dry. It's not gonna leave a very prominent streak or anything. So I can play around with the color even, let's say, a minute after I've applied it. It's okay. I'm gonna do some roughing up. And then this one. Okay. Now it even gives it a more of a 3D effect. If you notice this part versus this part, it's a little bit more 3D. So, you know, we're gonna add the darker color where the petals meet either the stem or, you know, where the petals are meeting with each other here underneath. I could also choose to do a very harsh line and just leave it like that, right? There's also a style that goes like that. Not necessarily my style, but there is a style that goes like that, right? Yep. I'm trying to not touch the tip of the flower because I want that one to be really the lightest. So, you know, I'm pulling the color and then I'm brushing the dark part away. I'm actually thinking what I should do after this live stream. Should I go? You guys think I should go for a walk or not? Johan, what do you say? Should I go for a walk? It's really nice outside, so I don't want to miss that part. Although it's gonna be a bit late, but pretty sure we'll survive. Okay. Let's see if I did correctly this one. Okay. That will be okay. I think I forgot that petal there. Yeah. And now I'm gonna turn it around, let that one dry. Okay. And I'm gonna add a little bit more darker color to this one, and then we're gonna do the leaves. And the leaves is gonna be fun. Darker color, and maybe I'll do Tundra Orange. This is from StreamCam, and it's a bit more darker. Again, I'm doing it here, here and there, where the petals meet. It's pretty transparent, I would say. You almost don't notice it. Although it's darker, it's pretty transparent. And this is also another thing to consider when you're buying StreamCam versus Daniel Smith. StreamCam is more transparent than Daniel Smith. And that's okay, because not everything needs to be super transparent. I actually, when I first got my first set of StreamCam, that was my first set of really, like, the expensive paints. It took me forever to do one design because I had to do like 6 layers to get to the shade that I wanted, and it's not something that you always want to do. Like when you do loose watercolor, then yes, it is something that you want to do. When you don't do loose watercolor, you don't want to have that. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna use some forest green, and I'm gonna use forest green on this one as well. So this is more darker green, and I want the darker green to be on the back, so there's always 2 leaves, and then I'm going to come and I'm going to pull with water. It's a bit darker now, but I'm going to add the blue soon, and then you'll see how it is. Okay. I like the super granulating because you can see that it has a structure in the leaf, and That's what I like about it. And now I'm going to do, it's called forest blue, and I'm going to add the dark shade here, and it's gonna be nice and blue, and it's gonna super granulate. Basically is what I'm looking for, that super granulation. This one needs to be done the same. Let me just do it, and then I'm going to drop the forest blue on it and water, and then that's gonna help with the super granulation. I like texture. Texture I like. I don't like loose stuff, which could be thought about as texture, but I just okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do that one, and that one. Let's do that. The other one, I think I want to do some more olive kind of style, and then the other leaves, I'm gonna see what we do. Maybe we're gonna do some fancy coloring, some out of the way, a different type of leaf. It's so funny how we have this idea of what leaves are, and then I went to the botanical garden and they were like so different. Okay, let's do that. Let's add the I dropped some water here, which shouldn't be here. Always have a tissue paper next to you, because it's very important. Tissue paper is the most important tool you can ever have. I know it's weird to say that tissue paper is the most important tool that you'll ever have, but it is, because it lets you absorb the water and even lift color up when it's still wet. So if I put too much color or something, I always can go with a tissue paper and, you know, have it be absorbed, which is very hard to do otherwise, because you maybe not all the time want to add more water, but you want to absorb it. So turns out I was a bit wrong, but you can always fix it. By the way, when your watercolor dries like that and you can't make it move, the tip is add some more watercolor of the same color on top, and then you won't notice the boo-boo. So there you go. That's my tip for you. Tip number 1, or tip number, I don't know, 140 something. I will add more blue. I want to have more blue. And then we'll go. Yep. And then we're gonna do the other leaves with a very different color. Okay. We're gonna start with Tundra green, which is a more of a yellowish green, and we're probably going to do darkest one is forest green olive. So let's see. Starting here. Adding some more water. For some reason it wasn't wet enough. And I'm gonna come with water later on. Don't worry. Okay. Now we're gonna come with water. So I'm cleaning my brush and then I'm just adding water and pulling the color along. This is how you make gradients or whatever you want to have. I'm really scrubbing that part because it kind of dried. I put it too thick and I had to scrub it, but it's okay because it gets reactivated with water. It's not such a big problem. Like here, now I'm going to have to reactivate it really good and scrub a little bit with a brush. If you scrub with a brush, it's okay. You're not damaging the paper as long as you don't press too much. Okay. So look, these colors really look nice together. Let's see, forest green. Let's see this one, if it's really indeed the darker shade. It probably is. It's a bit more yellowish shade, but darker towards yellow. That gives me an idea. What if I add yellow to this one? Oh, that makes it nice. That makes it a little bit stand out. Let's move the color around. Okay, that's good. And then let's do so thunder green again on all of these leaves here. I really like this olive green. It's really pretty. AMD video edit. Hi, do you have a business email I can reach you at? Sure, it's craftmyartwork@gmail.com. You can reach me there. But I think you can also DM me on Instagram if you want. Why do you want to contact me? Business contact me. Are you trying to sell something? Most probably. Awesome, I'm going to try and reach now. Okay. Awesome. Now the last leaf. There. And then we're gonna do the tiny ones, but those are going to be like funky colors. Let's see. In a way, I'm glad I chose the number 4 and not the number 6 or number 5 brush, because to be honest, I think that would have been way too big for what we need to do here. And that wouldn't have been nice. I think sell wouldn't be the correct word. Okay, fine. I'm not going to. Anyways, just send the email. So whenever you have time, take a look. Okay, cool. No problems there. Just making fun of you. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. The horror of having water drip where you don't want it to. Okay. So now we only have the tiny... Oh no, we forgot one leaf here. Oh, how did I forget that leaf? Jeez. I should pay more attention to what I'm doing here, man. Not to the chat. Claudia, focus. Really focus. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, I remember what I was watching. I was watching this Turkish series about Hurrem and very famous sultan. It's interesting because I don't even understand Turkish, but I was watching that one. But what surprised me was the costumes of everybody involved. Wow, that was like super awesome and surprising. Because how do you like the jewelry and everything, right? That was like amazing, and I wish I could draw like that, to be honest. I wish I could draw like that. I'm not gonna use these colors anymore. I'm gonna use our Derwent colors. These are the Graphitint, and they're really nice colors, very well used. You can see here that some of them are almost empty. Luckily I have a second pair. I have a second part. So what do I want to do? I want to try some of them. Some of them I want to be purple. Did you know that there are purple leaves and they are in real purple leaves? I've seen them. They look really awesome. And some purple leaves have even white dots, and you go like, what? Why are they having white dots? Like, the real world is much more weirder than what we're making it to be. Like, you might think that all of this is like, oh, it's fantasy. No, man, trust me. On Earth, real leaves and real flowers, they look pretty weird, I would say. Okay. And I really like the Graphitint because it has that dark underlayer, and it's really nice. Almost made a mess there. Almost. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, and then maybe we should just add a touch of yellow to these leaves. By the way, the combination yellow with, I found out, I was like, why do I like yellow with purple so much? Why do I like this combination so much? Turns out that they're pretty complementary colors and they look really well together because of that. So like the reason why I'm adding yellow on purple is just because of that. There's just colors that match together. Okay. Dum dum dum. Dum. Okay. That's there. Then we have this green gray. Let's see how that looks. Okay, it's very green. Green gray is called. Let's see how we can spread around the color there. Yeah, that's nice. And we're gonna add some blue to it because it really needs blue. It's a really washed out gray green, to be honest. The Graphitint part also reactivates well with water, has a nice texture, what you can't do is you can't do multiple layers as you would normally. It doesn't really work, multiple layers, right? So I'm adding here some blue, and the blue is called steel blue. It's really nice. And I want the last ones to be super dark. Just maybe some indigo, dark indigo or steel blue. Yeah, dark indigo. Let's see if I can do dark indigo. Because it needs a little bit of pop of color on a totally different direction. Okay. And this one. I'm gonna add even darker colors. We're almost finishing up this illustration, and we're almost nearing the end. So if you have any other questions you would like to you know, ask or be answered, ask them now before I actually start closing the stream down. It was nice to come back into the streaming after 1 week of not being in it. Missed you all, and hopefully from now on we do more streaming. And I cannot wait for autumn and for Inktober, because man, that's gonna be really awesome colors, trust me. Okay, if there's nothing more than this, I think I'm done for now with this. I'm just going to let it dry, and then maybe I'll look at it tomorrow to see if there's any other extra stuff that I want to do to it. For now, I think it's okay, and I think it's still not dry, so I don't dare to add dots or anything. I'm putting my finger, it's still not totally dry, so you know, I'm just gonna let it like this. But again, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you guys next time. In the meantime, may the weather be forever in your favor, and I hope you had fun. Yeah, bye Marlena, bye Johan, and bye somebody video editing.